Alright, progress. Check out that. I have the bench tops on. I have the saws in place. With the little notches cut out, obviously, so I can get a full swing. See, awesome. And then this one didn't need anything because it's just a straight down cutter. But the bench tops are in. And I'm happy with that. It's looking good. So last bit of project for it is to make up backboards. Looking at about 500 high. With a little shelf on top so I can hang all my stuff up at the back. And this little piece of magic here, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Before, I'll show you. Get out here. My old bench had these in it. Which, you know, it's all well and good. I had it lined up. And it was my fence. And I had my little slider. A slid in and out of there. But to me, I found that a bit problematic because I don't use high grade material all the time. So most material I get is not always straight. So it's got a little bend in it or it's off. So when I place a bit of timber up against my fence or my saw, it hits up against here because of the bend in it, and I can't get it straight up against there, flush with the fence. So eliminating that and putting the slider in the bench means I can hook up, I gotta build a new one of these, but I can hook up a new slider to do multiple cuts. Obviously that's not to measure. I could put a measuring tape along there once I get it all pinned down correctly. Something I could do, but you know, it's just as easy to measure a bit of timber, set your slide up, and then, you know, do your multiple cuts from there. Not worrying about this side, because on my other bench I had one on the other side, and I realised I never used it. Always, you know, I'm right-handed. The saw is a right-handed saw, so I always butt up my measurements on this side. So then for the carve saw, don't know. I don't think I'll use one because I don't use steel as much as I do timber. And even though I could put a slider in here, in this bench here, most likely will, but generally when I work with steel, I use a lot longer pieces of steel. So having a slider up here and sliding a big piece of steel along here to cut will work. But anyway, so that's how it's coming along. Heaps of storage underneath. I'm not going to worry about painting it because I like the look of the timber. It makes my work shed look like it's a timber work shed, obviously. But no, it looks good. Look at that. Still got all that mess to clean up. Anyway, better get to it. Alright, check it out. Getting there! Alright, shirts off again, because it's getting hot in this shed. Anyway, check out that. Got the whole backboard on. And looking pretty straight. So now I'm going to make a little shelf. I'm tossing it whether 20 centimeters or 30. Don't know yet. Because that is, you know, what, 55 centimeters high. I don't want to have a shelf too far in the way in my head. So, well, not really in my head, I can't even reach it, but too far hanging out. So, but I think I'm more or less leaning towards 25, somewhere in between. So check out this little nook here I made. Now this little nook here, it's because this saw has a big goddamn arse hanging out the back of it because of the sliding mechanism that slides back and forth. See that? Which is a pain in the butt, but you know, my old saw, this one down here, I actually trimmed that. I actually cut some of that off because, you know, to fit my old bench, but I just bought this saw. So I do not want to have to do any alterations to it. Because once you start pulling stuff like that apart, it starts getting out of square, so you don't want to mess with that. Anyway, so that's my little nook, and I made it like that because I don't want any shavings going down the back of the bench and building up underneath. This thing's got its own dust collecting system, but it still pushes out some saw dust anyway. But that's okay. If it's on the bench here, I can just vacuum it up. If it's underneath the bench, it means I have to get on my hands and knees, and I don't have time for that. Anyway, it's all happening. So I assure you I will get better with the videoing. I'm going to get myself a tripod and a stand and set up hyperlapse so you guys can actually get a view of how I actually build this. So, but until then you just have to wait because I don't have no time for that shit. Anyway, guess what? It is finished! And it's a beauty. I've done as much as I want to do on the bench. There's a few alterations or additions I'm going to make to it. But you ready for it? Look at that. That is a 6 meter long multi-purpose workbench. Let me take you for a tour. So we got this part here. Nice open 800mm bench with shelf. That's my metal cut-off saw. All the wiring is hidden down the back because I reckon wiring looks freaking messy and wires and cords get in the way, so I just want them out of my way. There is my new miter saw and my little runner for my multiple cuts. I might one day put a metal ruler along there, but probably not, because I'd rather measure it with a measuring tape. Because as most of you well-seasoned metal and woodworkers know, when you start building something and you use a tape measure, you use that one tape measure for the whole job. Because not every tape measure is the same. It could be out by millimeters. So you start a project with one tape measure, you finish that project with that tape measure. Same for ruler. You start a project with one ruler, you finish it with that one rule. Otherwise, that little, it might just be a millimeter or 2 millimeters either way, but it makes a world of difference to the end product if it's not right. So, let me take you for... So, because this saw here has a massive arse, I've had to make a little indent. Now, I could have made the bench wider. Could have made it, you know, just an extra 10 centimeters, 900 wide. But I didn't want it any wider than what it is. Like already it's 800 wide. I mean, I could have, but I didn't. Down here is the dust collection bucket. And the hose is fed up through the top here and goes into this turbo. I tell you what, it's got a bit of suction. It really does. But one alteration I'm going to make is right here is where it sucks out, or sucks up I should say. I'm going to get a bit of rubber and just extend it down, just so it sucks up completely. I mean, obviously I don't want to get in the way of my red line marker and my light, but you know. But anyway, I've got a fan up here. Ooh, let me adjust that. Fan, because it gets mighty hot. Spare power point under there. I wanted to put that one on. It's got its own on off switch, so I can isolate this area if I want. And calf saw. As I said, underneath here, I left that part open because I'm going to be making buckets on wheels for the offcuts. So I can just wheel it out, take it to the tip, dump it, wheel it back in. Because you get a lot of offcuts, a shitload. So, it is looking fantastic. Have a look at here. Because this floor is unlevel, I've had to level all the feet individually, but it is level. As level as I need it to be anyway. So I'm pretty happy with my job. I'm pretty happy. I supported this back shelf by putting a bit of supports in the back. I could have put a full side here, but I thought, nah. Anyway, that is my bench. I'm pretty impressed with myself. And it's the bench I've always wanted, nice big bench, nice and high. And now it's just time to load everything onto it. So, subscribe, like, leave a comment,